Welcome to Drive Spark. I'm Vedant Jouhari, and what I have behind me is the Kia Sonet facelifted version. So let's see what all comes new in this facelifted version of the Sonet, and not just the exteriors but the interiors as well. So starting off with the front end of the Sonet, firstly, as you can see, it comes in this beautiful matte graphite finish. Now, in the front, we get these newly designed grille, and not only that, the DRLs that we have here are a star map DRL, and it looks really nice. Also, the indicators that we have are integrated with the DRL, just creating this really nice look on the front end of this car. Also, something else that we have new here are these really sleek fog lamps that we have, and this supposedly gives an even better vision than what we had on the previous version of the Sonet. Now, on the front end, on the bonnet that we have these really nice grooves on either side, which just creates this sort of lifted center on the bonnet, creating that more sporty appeal, the most sporty aesthetic on this car. Also in the front, we have a camera located right on top of the windscreen, and we have one right in the center of your grille. Now these cameras, your surround view, your 360-degree view for when you're in tight situations and that. So to actually see this, once we go into the interior, we can show you how it looks with the 360-degree view. Just below the grille that we have these really nice grooves also on this panel. Now this really from afar, you can't see it, but once you come closer, you can really see these grooves, and so that just creates this really nice aesthetic on the car. So now the headlights that we have these sort of three parts of the headlight, and that when you're driving at night time, it really gives you that throw that's required. And the full beams that we have are even stronger than what we saw on the previous version. Now coming to the side view of the Sonet, as you can see, we have a much more sporty stance, a much more muscular stance than the previous version of the Sonet. Now this stance, claimed by Kia, also gives better aerodynamics for when you're driving at higher speeds. Also at the side, we have this side view mirror, which is in a piano black finish with an integrated indicator over here. Also, we have a camera located on either side of the side view mirrors, right at the bottom. The ground clearance that we have, as you can see, it's quite high off the ground. And the previous version of the Sonet came with around 205 mm of ground clearance, and this one is also around the same. Now we took this for slight off-roading, not too extreme, a very mild off-road section, but in that off-road section there were a few ruts and there were a few elevations. However, bottom of the car did not scrape at all, and it actually managed to tackle that with ease. Now the front and back wheel that we have are both 16 inches, and it comes with these diamond cut alloy wheels, which look really nice, again enhancing the whole sporty aesthetic and everything of this. All four wheels of this car, front and rear, come with disc brakes, and now that is a super important safety feature that Kia has included on the Sonet. And now this version that we have is the X line, which is a top end variant. However, the lower variants come with front disc brakes and rear drum brakes. So now the door handles that we have are also in the body color of this, which is in the matte graphite, and the only thing that's in a different color that we have are the window covers over here and the roof rails over here. But this is not a roof rail where you can actually store stuff. That is an additional feature you will have to opt for. Beyond that, if you look anywhere on the exterior of the car, you will not find a single chrome insert, and for me personally, I really like that, as in most of the modern cars you do find chrome inserts on the door handles or few small places around the car, but here you don't even find a single chrome insert, and I really like that. Looking at the rear section of the car, first near the rear windshield, we have these again really nice grooves on the side, again enhancing the whole sporty appeal, the whole sporty aesthetic of this. And over here at the back on the top, we have an integrated roof spoiler, which is in the same color again as the rest of the car, the matte graphite. Now the Kia Sonet has been redesigned to be a little more sportier and a little more stronger. Now with them including the spoiler, the small grooves located all over the car, and the diamond cut alloy wheels, you can really get that sporty feel of this, and it really brings that whole element out of the car. We have this really beautifully designed brake light which is connected in the center, and this is not just a fake piece. This also lights up when you're pressing the brake, so that is really nice. And we have this really big Kia badging over here in a brushed aluminium finish with the Sonet badging here and the X-Line badging on the other side. Also located right under the roof spoiler is another brake light that we have here. So in terms of safety features, even on the rear, they have really done a good job, as if you're closing into the car, you will obviously catch something that's standing out, either the brake light that comes in the center or the reflectors. Now also that we can see on the rear, Kia has taken some design inspiration from some of their other models. I don't want to take names, but as you can see, it does resemble a few other models that are still in the market right now. So now on the top of the car, we have the shark fin antenna, and on the top we also have grooves over here for if you ever need to store luggage and add your proper roof rails over here. Now coming to the boot space of the Kia Sonet. So as you can see, it's a massive boot that we have here, and exactly 385 liters of boot space. An SUV having 385 liters of usable boot space is really good. As you can see, we have two small bags in here. It's barely taken up any space in the rear. You can still fit a lot more. On top of that, you can fit suitcases as well, and you'll be very comfortable in this. So moving to the interior of the Sonet Facelift. So as you can see, we have this really nice dual tone finish seats with a black on the top and this really nice grey at the bottom. Also we have ISOFIX points over here on either side. Now looking at the legroom and the headroom, so I am 6'1" and I can sit comfortably in the rear. I have a lot of space at the top, and I even have space in front of my knees, so I can recline as well like this, sitting extremely comfortably. Also the seat comfort is tremendous on this. Now looking at the rear, we have this air purifier over here which can be controlled from here, and we have two vents for if there's someone sitting here, you can control their vent, and for me as well, I can control my vent. On top of that, we have a small storage unit located at the bottom, and we have two USB-C type charging points. Also we have a small storage space on the handle over here and at the bottom of the door over here. Also you get these standard seat pockets in front of you, and on the passenger side you also get a seat pocket on top over here. Now one more thing, in the rear you also get these sun curtains over here. For when it's a very sunny day, you can always block out the sun and sit comfortably inside. And also you get an armrest over here which comes with two cup holders. So all in all, you get whatever a rear passenger needs in the Kia Sonet Facelift, and that is really good. So now moving to the front of the Kia Sonet Facelift. Firstly, we have ventilated seats for both the driver and the passenger. You get this really nice X-Line badging on the seat. Plus, for the whole sporty feel, you get this red stitching on the dual tone finish of the seats. What else do you get in the front? You get a 10.2-inch infotainment system. You also get a 10.2-inch cluster. You have 4 AC vents in the front, one on the passenger side, 2 in the center, and 1 on the driver side. Wireless charging over here. You get a small storage unit over here, a Type-C charger, and a USB-A port over here. Also, you get a 12-volt charging socket in the center as well. Now, beyond that, you get all your climate controls right here in this really nice aluminium finish. And below that, you get your ventilated seat option, rear parking sensor, your driving mode, traction control, and the ventilated seat controls for the driver's seat. On your rear view mirror, you get an SOS button, your roadside assistance button, and you get the Kia Connect button. On the instrument cluster that we have a full digital display. You get your distance since your last reset, the time driven since the last reset, and your average fuel economy. Now, this car gives approximately around 12 to 13 kilometers per liter, and that is really nice. So now on the instrument cluster, other than your base view, you also get your navigational symbols, you get your tire pressure monitor, you get the view of the car for while you're driving and all the obstacles around you. And other than that, that is pretty much it. Also, when you switch it into the manual mode when you're driving, your your display changes into a much more sporty display. Now, also on the steering wheel that we have these two paddle shifters in the rear for your manual mode. Also, you get this really nice sporty steering wheel with a really nice tactile feel on it. Also, this steering wheel has this again for the whole sporty aesthetic has this red stitching all over it with a really nice Sonet badging underneath. Now, other than that, you get controls on your steering wheel such as your volume controls to change your radio station or seek your track. You also get to control your instrument cluster from here, cruise control, and a lot more options. Now, coming to your infotainment system, it's a touchscreen infotainment system, and you have a whole lot of features on this, such as map, your phone projection, climate control, media, regular settings, notification, Kia Connect, and a whole lot of others. Also, right below your infotainment system are controls if you don't want to utilize the touchscreen. You can control most of the settings from here. As I mentioned when I was talking about the exterior of the car, I'll show you the 360-degree view. Now, looking at the infotainment system, on the small right side of the infotainment system, you have your 360-degree view. So you can see what's in front of you on the side and what's behind you. So this is a really good safety feature that's incorporated on this car. Now the speakers that come in this car are powered by Bose, and that is really good. The clarity of the sound system is top notch. Now coming to the storage space in the front of the car. So you get your center glove box over here. It doesn't have a lot of storage space, but an adequate amount of storage space for all your small belongings. Now beyond that, the glove box on the passenger seat comes with much more storage space than the center one, and you can fit a lot more here. Also, you get storage space on the driver side near the door at the bottom and near your handle, and on the same thing for the passenger side. Also, you get storage space in the center, your storage space in the center, and two cup holders also over here. Also, you get the Sonet Facelift comes with traction control, and that for when you're driving on off-road situations can really come in handy. So if your traction control is coming in the way, you can always switch it off and continue driving on whatever terrain you're on. Speaking about the whole performance aspect of this, I'll talk about that once you're actually driving the car on the road, so we can see how it actually performs. So now we're inside the Kia Sonet Facelift, driving the car, and so the ride feel of this is really good. It has a premium ride feel. The suspension setup has been done up. It's from the previous version. It's been softened a little bit, but you still feel the firmness that's there. So when you're driving on high speeds or when you're cornering, you don't feel the car's unstable. You still feel it extremely stable. You feel it planted to the ground. So what all engine options come on the Kia Sonet Facelift? Well, it comes with 3 engine options, 2 petrol and 1 diesel option. It comes with a 1 litre petrol, a 1.2 litre petrol, and a 1.5 CRDI diesel engine. So the one that we're driving now is the 1.5 CRDI diesel engine. It has, this engine puts out around 115 PS, which for your brake horsepower is around 114.5 brake horsepower. And it puts out a whopping 250 Newton meters of torque. And when you really step on the throttle, you can really feel that pull of the engine. So for transmission options, you get an IMT, 6-speed AMT, 7-speed DCT, and you also get a full-blown manual transmission option. The one that we're driving now is the 6-speed automatic, and it is really good. However, when you want your quick shifts, this does not give it you. If you're using it on manual mode or even on automatic mode, when you're using the paddle shifters, you do feel like a 0.5 second lag between each shift. So it's not like the car revs between each lag. It holds the rev, and only after that you feel the gear shift. So that is something that Kia could look into in terms of the transmission. And also from 0 to 100, the acceleration is really good. Apart from that, the ADAS features that we have on this, so it comes with level 1 ADAS, and this is the top end variant. So the top end variant comes with 25 safety features. So some of the ADAS functions that we have on this are your lane keep warning, your lane departure warning, front collision warning. So it has a blind spot monitoring system also. So when you're switching between lanes or when you're taking a turn with your indicator on, depending on whether your left indicator on or right indicator on, you get this small pop-up on your instrument cluster showing what's there on the left and what's there on the right. So that just helps in actually being safe when you're switching between lanes, because you can't always look back to see what's there when you're in motion. So instead of that, on the instrument cluster, you get to see what's in your blind spot. So with all these ADAS functions and with your all 4 disc brakes, the Sonet Facelift is honestly a very, very safe car. Now, with all of these safety features, what do you think the pricing is like? Well, the previous Sonet, the top end variant, was launched at 14.8 lakhs ex-showroom. So this one, Kia said they're gonna be pricing it very aggressively. So I'm guessing this one could be around the 15.5 to 16 lakh range ex-showroom. And that, with the features that you get on this, is a really, really good price. And yeah, so that was the ride feel of this car. And everything, right from your steering wheel, your steering response, your throttle response, your braking response, it's all top notch. So it's a really good drive, and it's a really good family car to own. So if you're looking for a car in a reasonable budget with a lot of the safety features, the Sonet is a car that you could keep in your option list. So this was the Kia Sonet Facelift. I hope you liked the video, and I hope you liked the new features that they've incorporated in this car. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. My name is Vedant Jouhari, signing out.